good sources for bibliographies. Last time we found this section on the BU Library website called Research Guides, and it's arranged by subject. We're interested in particular in American studies. History would work also. American studies, though, describes the kind of scholarship we're doing where we're interested not just in political history, but in the material culture and the society that we live in. Then there are lots of subsections in here that are useful. Advertisements is full of useful primary sources. Some of you may be interested in film and television later in the course. But for the moment, we're going to click again on American Studies and drill down. And the thing I'm particularly interested in here is this America History and Life resource. This is a database index of journal articles and dissertations. And if we click here, we're not going to be searching for academic books. We're just searching in journal articles. There may be some book reviews here, which isn't terrible. A book review is a lead on a book, although it's not an article you'd want to cite directly. And I can do a search here, fast food. We're doing fast food again just because that's the topic I've chosen today. You'll notice I'm not searching for obscure terms here. I'm not sure that this is a full text search. It may be a search just for the exterior of the article, the topic of the article, but I can make sure it's a thing that's linked full text. That means the full text of the article will be available to you once you're there. I can also make sure it's peer-reviewed, which is useful. And this is the really best thing about this particular database. I can limit the historical period to the 1950 to 1960. A lot of databases allow you to limit the search to a certain date of publication, which might be useful if you only wanted recent articles, but most don't allow you to search just on a certain period. This does allow you to limit to articles that cover the era from 1950 to 1960. So here we go. Some of these articles are, as you can see, hit and miss. Diffusion of American fast food to Ecuador. Not really what we're interested in. Factory farms and a consumer society. That sounds like someone who's mostly interested in, let's see, historical period 1901 to 2000. Wow, that's a big span of history. Probably not really going to be focused on 1950s America. Here's a book review. Now again, a book review, not what we want, not really what we're looking for, but the book may be useful. So you can click on this, find out if the book is good, and if so, get hold of the book. Add that to your bibliography. Let's keep looking and see what else we can find. Ray and Ronald girdle the globe. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how the focus is. It says 1937 to 1994. When you look at that article, does it have a distinct section that talks about the 50s as a distinct era? Or does it talk about the whole span of time in general? If it does the first one, you're good. If it doesn't, maybe not so useful. Making fast food from the frying pan to the fire. This is another book review, if I recall correctly. But an interesting book, actually. It's a book by a sociologist who is studying the history of fast food. And when I looked at this book review earlier this morning, it turns out the first 4 chapters cover the history of fast food up until the 80s. If there's a chapter that's distinctively about the 50s or about the 50s and 60s, that might be a useful book. Let's see what else is useful here. No, this does not sound super useful. So here are a collection of books. This is not the instant solution to your problem. It's one of many places that you can search for books. Just like elsewhere, you're going to want to play around with your search terms and come up with a number of options. But it's one other place you should be searching. The last thing I'd want to recommend is that you go talk to a librarian if you're having trouble finding sources, or come talk to me. Those people have a lot of ideas about places you can search, as I do. The main thing is, if you're not finding quality sources, keep looking. Look for ways that you can look to the side of your main topic. If your main topic is fast food, but you've realized that fast food is part of the story of fast food is the story of suburbia, maybe some of the books on suburbia could be included as books that are relevant to your topic. So be agile. Be looking for quality sources. Quality matters the most of all of these things, as does applicability. If the source is talking too broadly over a swath of time, or isn't focused enough on your particular topic, maybe it's not enough of use. Anyway, thank you, and